Okay, hello everybody, this is the Bois podcast episode 33. I'm gonna hope that recorded because last week it didn't. Anyways, so this week we have got our boy Alexis.
What's up?
Yep. Joel's here, but he's muted, so I don't know
Winker.
where he is. His mic's been finicky for the past little bit, so that's gonna be a joke for this week. Logan's here.
Right now, it doesn't exist.
Oh,
Right now,
Cool.
I don't exist.
Sunay's here. And Tate's here.
Yeah.
Yee. And Sunay, what is the flavor of the week?
cherry blade lemonade, fam bars.
Cherry Blade Lemonade. All right.
Viewers, mango bango.
So,
Mango bango.
it's been a week since we've graduated.
Shit, dude.
Really?
One week after graduating.
It's
Yeah.
been a week. Has it, right?
Oh.
It has.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
about.
How's everybody feeling? Well, Tate, you weren't on last week, so what's your whole take on just everything?
Literally nothing's changed. I'm going into college as unplanned as I came into the world. Yeah, so I'm chilling. I got minor priorities. I got slight plan, and nothing's changed after you get out of high school. It just becomes more lazier and more easier to not get things done.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So, how's everybody else feeling? It's been a
I'm
week.
not entirely sure. I have a 2060 in there now. My week's been pretty neat. I've been contemplating whether right now exists or not. There's a whole
I
argument
feel
about that.
man.
Would you like me to go
Oh my
into
God.
go into the
Please,
philosophy
please.
about- Okay. So
Yeah, go
if
for
you
it.
say right now, that means at this very second, right? But at that very second, it
Right
passed,
now.
right? So then it would be the past, right? And then if you say and then, it's not right now, it's then. But when it passes, it'll be the past and it won't be right now. So right now technically doesn't exist.
But it did
Okay.
exist.
It does exist for like 1 second.
Right now, it did exist.
No. It has to exist right now, right? But right
Logan,
now it's passing.
Well, no, I suppose that like right now would have like a window of time, not like the
Is that like
exact.
is that like the same thing? How something can't be near perfect because nothing's perfect?
Well, with the way we have time set up, is we measure time by how much is passed or how much we're waiting for. So technically, you
Yeah.
can't measure time
In between.
in that small speck. There's no way to. Otherwise, it'd be the time that passes. So right now, it can't be in that time period because that time period hasn't happened, or we're not waiting for it. So it's not right now. It's either then or the past.
Well,
See
right
what I'm
now
getting
is
at?
then. That
what if
is the
what if-
measurement. It's then.
But this
What if we
That's a
Sub-zero.
marker.
what if we reach Sub-Zero and all the molecules in the world stop moving?
But time is
Entropy
relative,
not there. Then time
Oh
would
my
technically stop,
God.
right? And
So
then
you want to
it'd
go
be right
to
now?
0 Kelvin to stop time.
Yeah, would that be right now?
That's
Then-
what we're
Or-
missing.
What about
No,
that?
shut up.
So the longer you're there, is it still right now, or is right now still gone? Because there's a
Yeah, see what I
duration.
mean? See what I mean?
Shit.
There's no
Can
right now.
off this subject?
So
Dude, you
technically
should go to
speaking,
you should go to MIT. You should do some research.
hold on, right?
See,
So
and this is why
Oh,
I'd be
I got my plan laid out.
accepted into Harvard. Because I'm this smart.
So if you were to like absolutely freeze, if you were to stop everything in the universe at just 0 Kelvin, would that technically stop time as well, since nothing would theoretically
Well,
age?
I feel
Could
like it
you-
would because our time is just a perspective. So we
Yeah, it's
have no.
relative.
If we're stuck in that phase, we have no perspective because literally, it's like it didn't happen.
So like the
What if-
universal clock would technically still be moving. It would just be everything
Correct.
like about us wouldn't be
It
technically
would be non-existent,
aging.
pretty much.
Correct.
We won't be people.
Philosophical debates with the C voice.
Unless a higher being could like get frozen too.
Yeah, a fucking higher being.
So you want to freeze God?
But I mean,
If you
if that
throw a
happens,
frisbee, is it flying or is it floating?
okay.
Well,
I hate you guys so
technically-
much.
Because technically it's not flying through the air, it's floating through the air because the air is pushing it up. But it takes so much force that it might as well be flying.
Well, that contradicts each other because technically then nothing would be flying.
Exactly. What is flying? It's a made up word.
It's free falling.
Or, do you guys just want to hear? I'll ask this right now. Do you guys want to spend an hour, or at least until Leo gets here, going on philosophical tirades?
Might as well.
So you might
Is Leo real? Leo is the most
Yes.
positive out of all of us, but in order for there to be positive, there must be negative. There's really
Listen,
nothing
I'll
negative about
say
Leo.
this, okay? I've mowed the grass before,
That's essentially
so I can confirm there is a 50-50
Yes.
chance that the man exists.
It was the birds. The government mowed your lawn.
Oh my fucking.
Dude, have y'all heard about that?
The birds
Like,
are all
about the
government
birds?
owned.
Have y'all heard about
Organic
the birds,
birds.
dude? They seem to
Yes,
believe...
yes. The robot birds.
Yeah, they seem to believe that coronavirus was fabricated so they could change the batteries in the birds.
Oh my
What?
fucking god.
That's
Because
genius,
apparently the
though.
birds are surveillance birds.
Think about it, dude. They wouldn't be able to do it in public, so the only way they could do it is if they lock everybody down in their house.
I think we've lost Joel.
Yeah, whoops, my bad.
What?
Well,
So if they lock everybody else in the house, then nobody can see them changing the batteries in the birds. So they don't have to. Nobody would know.
well, couldn't you just like y'all know about like Nikola Tesla's like Wardenclyffe Tower and everything, right? Where he was like trying to build like basically wireless charging on a
Yeah.
large scale. Well, couldn't you just do that? Like build a very large wireless charging network for all the birds.
Well, you see, they killed Nikola Tesla, so that we'll never know.
They did kill
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla.
And his stuff disappeared, didn't it, right?
Not necessarily.
R.I.P.
A lot of it was stolen by the government.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, they
Yeah.
took most of it.
See, it was stolen, and the only person that could understand it was Einstein. But Einstein was working for the Nazis then, so
What?
That's true.
you didn't know about that. This is all linked up. This is why. This is why.
Einstein was a
society-
It's a
dude, though. Why would he-
conspiracy.
I don't think that's true somehow.
You telling me
Well,
you
no.
didn't read? You telling me I haven't read the Bible?
Oh my fucking.
Dude, have y'all heard about the thing that it's like apparently the government has like their own book of secrets or something?
I'm not
Like there used to
surprised.
be like a TV series. It was like America's Book of Secrets or something, and it was supposed to be the idea that like apparently the government has their own like logbook for everything that exists or that they know about. So like they know about like UFOs and like ray guns and stuff.
What we know about the
Uh,
world.
Did y'all hear about that? We built a ray gun that can shoot planes out the sky.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've-
did you
We're-
actually hear about that?
We're
The
in
Navy
the
tested
age
it out.
of- We're in the Star Wars right
The
now.
Navy
It's
tested
kinda
it out.
scary.
You mean they got a
Yeah,
laser
like
pointer and just pointed
yeah,
at the
the-
airplane?
The
They
only
actually
problem,
destroyed a UAV.
the only
the
problem, you can't see the lasers, so there's no point. It's not cool.
Yeah, but we can literally like just knock down anything out the sky, and it's like
Yeah, just
you
use a
can't-
laser pointer.
But you can't
It's
see.
America.
Just blind the pilot. It's an unmanned drone. Whatever.
You just blow it. It's just gone. It's incinerated, dude.
It's not cool.
It is.
No, it's
You
not,
blow-
you can't see it. There's no point having a laser if you can't see the laser.
I guess.
But I mean, you can't see the laser if you're dead anyway.
It's not about what you see, it's about what it does.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
about what
sure,
you
yeah.
hear.
What?
If the laser does not make a, I don't want to see it. Okay.
Oh my god.
No, it makes a big.
You can't see it, to hear it. So if
It
it is-
probably does.
Yeah, I was about to say, you hear that, not see that.
Well-
But you do both, but the
Are you looking at it
hearing's-
with your ears? You fucking weird.
I don't.
What?
It's a quiet place.
Ah.
Yeah.
Was that pun intended or?
No,
You
I
can't
don't
see
know.
or hear this place. Is it real? And this is why Wyoming
I don't
isn't
think
real.
that's. I
No,
don't
it is
think that's the
for Wyoming.
point of the movie, but okay. Was it The Quiet Place? Was that movie with John Krasinski in it, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or it was like they're out on a farm and there's the
The
monster
farm.
they can't see.
Yeah, but have you
Yeah.
actually ever seen The Quiet Place?
Well, no, I haven't seen the movie.
Well, then it's
Yeah.
not real.
See, Alexis, see, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
that's
why,
what-
is, why is everything red?
That's real.
The
Because
laser
that's-
would
it
be
makes it-
so much cooler if you
You
could
you can see that,
physically
that's
see
real.
it.
Why is there everything red?
because Oh, you
I don't
want
know
to know the science behind it?
Because they're
It's
trying
through
to
3D
they're trying to
glasses.
highlight
It burns
they're
up
trying to
our
highlight the
molecules.
laser.
The
It's through
molecules in
3D
the air, right?
glasses.
And as the light passes through, it turns red because that's how light works.
Yes.
Is this
the
how the
hell?
blood's made?
That's
All
cool.
right. So what else? What else? Like has what
So
else
what about
is lasers?
what about
like?
pre 1984 before Red Bull
Wait a
existed?
minute.
The birds have
Wait.
wings.
We're taking a fucking history class right now.
I
I just
feel
had
like
an enigma.
lasers are
Right now.
I just had an enigma. Okay, so if
Oh my
if you
god,
can't
another one.
see,
Oh,
if you can't see or hear
Whoa.
anything, it's not real, right?
it's your shadow,
Mm,
dumbass.
So
That's
you're
not
telling
true.
me
That's
that
not
people who are
Yeah, people who are deaf and blind and can't see or hear
I like how you knew were
exists at
exactly the
time
question I was gonna ask.
exist
Helen Keller
between
exists.
realities. So they're in a point where they're in something that does
Are you
exist,
fucking
but they
high?
can't see or hear it.
So deaf and blind people are essentially in purgatory.
Yes.
Ugh.
Well,
Helen Keller's actually God.
Dude, are you on stimulants or some shit?
Nah.
Jesus Christ.
So how long do you guys suppose like lasers like within like a reasonable like this sort of form have existed? Because like there's you gotta imagine the military's had lasers for a while.
Well, I mean, Kennedy joked about Star Wars and like fooled the Russians.
They've been
so it's
they've been
possible.
joking about Star Wars since like
Yeah,
before the 80s.
I said we had missiles up there, and that yeah, but
to like deter them from attacking us.
the Russians.
But I mean like
Yeah.
you guys have heard about like DARPA and stuff, right?
Hell
Like
yeah.
those guys, they've got like the robot dogs and stuff, you know. That was their project.
Yeah.
They're working on like some crazy stuff. People seem to believe that they can bend the weather. Well, no, that one
Shit,
works,
dude.
but yeah,
You
no.
can bend weather.
Yeah, they can like force it to rain or something. I don't
Or
I'm
shit,
just
dude.
I'm just waiting for the day that chimps are sentient enough that we can train them to be like soldiers.
I mean, eventually it happened, right?
I mean,
for
you just had a
weekend.
bunch of like chimpanzees with AKs running around. It's scary.
If there's a way to possibly
Somebody
bend
should make a
weather-
movie about that.
About what?
What?
we should
Chimpanzees running around with AKs.
Isn't that basically just Planet of
Yes.
the Apes?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah, I
much.
was gonna say.
Yeah, alright. If you can bend weather, if we can find a way to do that, then technically we can live on whatever planet we want.
Avatar.
Not necessarily.
Avatar?
We still need an atmosphere.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, no, you form an atmosphere.
Yeah, we form
Well,
an
no, but you can't have weather without atmosphere.
What are we gonna do to form it? Bomb the fucking place?
Dude,
No, dude, get air that's denser than air. You know what I mean?
I
Like that's the reason why we're not living underwater is because we don't have air that's denser than water.
What the fuck?
so I
That's true. That is true.
I saw a question
Oh
the
my
other
gosh,
day.
I can't
was-
understand Logan.
I saw a
Me
question the other
neither.
day. It was
Would you like me to explain?
Go
No,
ahead.
Shut up.
Okay.
No, damn it.
If we somehow, now I'm not saying it's even possible, but if we somehow found a way to make air just slightly denser than water, we could technically we could technically form
We can fuck.
underwater
Shit.
underwater civilization based
Well,
around
when you
the
like a
oxygen that's
supergirl-
actually heavier than or
Right.
denser than water.
Couldn't
So,
you just
like,
make a
emit-
strong bubble?
Oh yeah, I mean you could do that too, but it's not as cool.
So,
It's not as cool.
Think
Okay.
Think about how
Dude,
Pretty dope.
did you never watch Atlantis Square Pantis, man? Have you not seen the never popping
have
bubble?
You not seen that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Logan, dude, that thing was
SpongeBob
dope.
Think about how easy transportation would be if we didn't have
Wanker.
that bubble around. Okay,
Singing.
wait, what if
think
if
about
you
it,
don't-
right?
If you drill a hole through the earth, wouldn't it be enough atmospheric pressure from both sides to like push out all the water? So therefore, you can technically just like have a big tube that goes through the water.
See, what I did is I put my thumb in that butthole and it said, "Boop."
I don't know what
Idiot.
he's saying, but
Me neither.
I heard you put the
wait,
coffee
hold on. Are
hole.
you saying like dig a hole straight through the bottom of the earth to like the other side?
Like somehow you can have it where nothing would fill it in. Yeah, essentially.
I don't think
Yeah,
that'd
but
work
wait-
because there's stuff in the middle of the
There's,
earth.
yeah, the mantle, the
There's stuff and
the
things.
core.
Around it, like you put it like I don't
You
know.
can't
like,
really
I
go
think-
around it because the bottom of the ocean's the bottom of the ocean. If you dig right under the bottom of the ocean, it's like molten lava and stuff. Like that's how the bottom of the ocean formed.
Nah, dude, have you ever played Terraria? It'll turn into Obsidian.
Oh my
God
god.
damn it.
I think you mean Minecraft.
Okay, I'm done.
It's gonna kill myself.
There's a problem with that, though. If we dig straight through the Earth, the sun's gravity will pull the Earth until it's like a big straw, then it'll suck up the galaxy, and then we won't have a galaxy anymore.
I don't think that's how that works. To be
Hey, have you
honest.
heard my theory about why right now is not right now?
Wait, hold on. Do you actually suppose, like, take a black hole, and if you manage to somehow build like a device around it that it wouldn't get
Yeah, that's
sucked
what
in
I'm
by the
saying.
black hole, do you think you could amplify the effect of a black hole?
Just put a big black dude
Uh,
with a small person.
see.
Whoa.
Perspective. Just like the old philosophical question: if a forest falls in a tree and there's no one to hear it, does it still make a sound? No, it actually doesn't make a sound. Sound is our brain's interpretation of shock waves in the air. It still makes a shock
He
wave.
does have a point.
Unless being there to hear it, it's a sound. You can't say for sure that animals perceive sound the same way because we already know they
Shock waves in the air.
Your dad always has something smart to say.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
really?
look. Yeah, it's old man wisdom.
Is that where you get it, Logan?
I proved time didn't exist and got
What?
Yeah, he came in the room and he said, I took philosophy in college and I proved that time didn't exist and I got an A.
What the fuck? Can I see the paper?
Your dad?
Dude, I'm gonna write
Shocked
I'm gonna
by
write my
this.
college thesis over the door in that one book.
Oh my! Yeah, I was about to bring it up.
So I take it you're not following his footsteps then.
so I was able to I used that as research for my proposal.
What was it called?
A Critique of Pure Reason by Immanuel Kant. I have it if you want.
What? You have that?
Of course I have it.
He said. That's the only.
Oh, I looked it up. Critique of Pure Reason.
Trying to look up some like philosophical questions so we can sit here and play around with them and snowball off of them. All right.
This water. No, I'm not even gonna say it.
No, because we already know the answer to that one.
Exactly.
Sunay, stop chewing.
Oh shit, y'all can hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here?
No one number Sunday.
There will be a quiz later.
You're gonna give me a quiz?
Wait,
Why?
I'm supposed to be graduated from this. What are you doing to me?
I just thought of something.
They're giving you a quiz about philosophy.
Nathan, I just thought of something.
Okay.
Harry Potter.
How do we
Dude,
come
I'm
up
gonna fail this test, dude.
how
I
do
haven't
we
read the
come
book
up
yet.
with ethnicity?
I'm sorry. What?
Ethnicity. How did we come up with our ethnicities? Because before there were countries, there were no ethnicities, right? You're just like, oh, you're a different color than me.
I suppose
Yeah,
so.
that's
Yeah.
still technically an ethnicity, though.
So what happens if we like, oh, we're a mega country or there were no countries?
There would still like it's region locked. So
So you're
you've
saying
got
that I'm
like
part white?
Oh, I'm hot sand, please.
well, no, like not like that, but like it's continent based, right? So it's like
what if
they're like-
continents had a name or they didn't exist? We didn't know.
well,
We're
maybe
just-
like
we're just
climate locked or
different colors.
something.
Say
There would
very
be humans are good at like being able to pick out certain things. So I would think that like there would still be some sort of differentiation. So like, oh, people in South America are a certain way, and then it's very obvious that people in the Russian or what Russia would be
Our different cultures. Yeah, like cultures. are
that as well.
different.
Like if you take
Yeah.
South African versus South American, there's going to be very clear cultural differences in those two. Other than
Yeah.
them being completely
There
two
might not be
different-
any countries.
Dr.
Yeah.
Frederick Nietzsche asked him.
Did
What?
he just say Fred? Okay.
Wait, what?
Frederick Douglass?
So is the
Yeah.
I was about to
Let's
say.
see. How do you pronounce his last name? Nice Sash. You
took.
took
Who?
AP Psych, Alexis. How do you pronounce it?
That's why they
Wait, what?
Frederick Neistash or something?
But you know, you also have to remember that.
Fuck, I can't remember.
God
That was
damn it.
niche dish.
stuff.
No, it's not that. I'll tell you that. What did you get on that test, by the way?
Talking about the reasons why God.
Which test?
AP
What
Psych.
test? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
God
I got it. I think I got it too.
Oh.
that God looked down and felt
Dope.
so happy that his heart broke.
All right. So let's see. You guys suppose that we are a minuscule part of intelligent life in the universe?
What? You cut out like half of that.
Wait, so you're asking like if there's any other like intelligent life?
Like, okay, so do you think that like we're the most advanced like intelligent life, or do you suppose that we are like not,
Like the
and
first-
we're like a very like we're just like pretty much kind of like trash compared
I
to?
think we're the dumbest, bro. I think aliens are above us.
You
I
think
think
so?
cockroaches are.
I think we
I
use the
think-
word alien to describe something we don't know yet.
Well, yeah,
I think
Oh,
apes are smarter, bro. Planet of the Apes clearly sees that.
but that's not how. Okay.
The
There's
doors
tons
to
of
your
animals that have, like insects for one, have like social constructs that we base our civilization off of, sorta, kinda. Believe it or not.
Well,
We're not
yeah,
saying
no.
that they're smarter than us,
How do
but
base
they
it off of?
definitely have something going on where it's quite similar to the things we have set up, like workstations and
Yeah.
like a colony.
distribution of feud. Yeah, look, my
like,
English is going away.
Subsystems and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like systems and stuff. So there's probably I hear a big chance that there's a species out there that's far superior in intellect.
and more
ours.
technologically like advanced than us.
I feel like there's
All right, that's
definitely.
enough smart words out of me. I'm gonna go back to being dumb.
I feel like there's definitely a lot of like things that we haven't looked into as much as we probably should have. Like,
I mean, for me, I feel like we're not advanced to where we should be, or in a way of like to where we should have been.
oh
I
no,
feel
like
like-
definitely, like if we were at a point where we encouraged, like, basically if you encouraged people to be Walt Disney, we'd be a lot more like
Oh no,
grown
we
than
would
we would have.
more.
Oh,
We would have
yeah.
been technologically advanced.
But we've
Like,
had
in-
so much. We've had so many like bumps along the way of like the great journey of like humanity that like there's been so much lost time. Like if World
Yeah,
War II
well-
didn't happen, you know, there would have been like an entire like 5 years extra that we could have figured stuff out.
I bet some of our
Man.
greatest technological advancements come from.
That is
wars.
true. Competition does breed better results.
It does.
If World War II never happened, we could have had the iPhone 11 by 2005.
That's not necessarily true, because
Yeah, not
they
really.
World War II was, and the Cold War that followed it was a big pushing force towards creating things like the internet and computers, because you know they need places
Well,
to store and
We
figure
got
out.
things like nuclear
A lot
bombs.
of like not definite because there's a lot of history where one person literally made things happen,
Hmm.
and you gotta think, what if they didn't live? And you gotta think, so who are the people who have died recently that could have made a big change in the world?
Yeah. Well, I mean, another thing is like if, let's say that throughout the course of humanity, we didn't actually fight physically. I feel like we would still have intellectual battles that would sort of like carry the same sort of weight. It would be like, you know how the space race was, whereas like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's see who can innovate the hardest to get to space first.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it'd be things like that, but it'd be, you know, of course,
Yeah, it was like one milestone after another.
yeah.
First person in space, first person on the moon, first person on Mars is next.
Yeah.
Can technology cure racism?
No,
No.
No.
What?
If anything, it'd make it worse.
racism is
Yeah.
a freedom of mind. You can't choose as people then.
Because
Alright.
you say one, it will autocorrect into something out of context.
Can te-
That's a bad topic to talk about right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
riots, bro.
Yeah, we're not
Even-
mentioning that. I'm not touching that one.
Did you see the meme where the dude was like,
Okay.
I flew a drone over wherever, and it showed like the town from Zombies.
No, it was the target fire, and someone put round one in the zombies.
That
like,
is
zombie
awful.
rounds. Like,
All right.
yeah, so
Oh
there
my
was.
god.
Target.
I was like, it's fucked up, but it's funny.
So speaking of like first to reach Mars, I was gonna mention it earlier, but I saw a question the other day that was like, "What's the dumbest argument you've ever had?" And I remembered like an argument that I had with Rudy one time. You remember like back in like the 7th grade, I think they figured out that they figured out again that there's water on Mars.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
basically, I argued with Rudy about nuking Mars to get the water out.
What the fuck?
It's a
What
pretty
the
good
hell?
I
idea.
was like, hey, you know what'd be cool? Let's launch a bunch of space nukes at Mars and get all the water out.
Well, how much water is actually on Mars? Do we know?
I think it's
Dude,
supposed to be like a whole polar ice cap or something under the surface of Mars.
It's more than I thought.
You
Which
can't.
means
Yeah, but the real question is if we somehow get that water out and we evaporate and create an atmosphere, will it fuck up like the gravitational pull?
I don't
It's
think
like-
it necessarily would.
Yeah, I don't think
Like-
it would fuck up the gravitation.
Because I mean, let's say
Planet's been the same way for so long that we don't actually know what would happen if we did that or not.
I mean, that's true. I mean, so much could change over a long period of time on Mars.
you know
so
what we
don't
could
know
just
for
say? Let's just wing it. Just blow up Mars. Call it a day. Well, no, because
We
like
live on Mars.
I guess like it's a commonly known thing. Like you know how it's like, oh, you blow up the Earth, it's still gonna be just a bunch of chunks hovering around where it was. It's not gonna fly off.
Or from Good Words from Doom Eternal, can't just shoot a hole into Mars.
Well, you can.
Well,
First of all,
what's a good question to ask is how is our biomechanics and our physics and quantum mechanics differ from planet to planet? So what's like the life requirements on different planet and how would like the physics and stuff be different or like the requirements for like that to actually be
I would actually like
you know,
to see that
useful at
because
all?
every like sort of adaptation of everything is sort of like you think about it like what we have in our solar system is replicated everywhere else. So you'd
Mhm.
think that like okay, so different like Andromeda would have gas giants, stars, physical planets, and then maybe one like ours or multiple.
Yeah, in the habitable zone.
But you don't like think maybe there's a combination of both somewhere, you know? And of course there's like the whole like, oh, maybe somewhere in the universe there is a planet made of cheese, you know? It's like, yeah, it's
What's another
possible,
thing?
but
A bit of a stretch, but
I mean like
Another
let's
thing
think
you gotta
wider.
about, right, is if there's actual life on that planet and we just go and fuck it up
On a planet made of cheese.
and we
or-
find it no on Mars, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, dude, cheese monsters, dude.
Dude,
no,
that would
if
be
there's,
dope. You get to kill, you get to eat your enemy afterwards, dude. It's dope.
That's
It's the advanced version of hunting.
pretty sick.
Wow.
But like if they like need that stuff to survive, we just take it away and they die. Then we could basically make like species that we never knew existed go extinct, and we can never learn anything.
I mean,
new.
we've done that before, so
Yeah, it's not like it's the first time we've done it, but like
Well,
we as a species like try to stray away from that. That's why we're always trying to save all these. So it would really leave a bad taste in our mouths if we just landed there and was like, yeah, fuck it.
well, there's two different issues, and one of them's already been addressed. Every time we launch, like, you know how we have like satellites going very far deep into space with like a I don't remember exactly what they call it. It's basically like a tablet or something that has pretty much everything, the basics of humanity, like all like drawn out to where you could calculate it and everything on one like tablet. Basically, they had to make sure that that thing was ultra clean before they sent it to like space, just to make sure that if it landed somewhere and like a colony found it, they wouldn't end up getting like a disease that they're not prepared for over there that they have here. But two is like the European problem, because you know how like colonizers came to South America and ended up giving smallpox to all the like Native Americans around there.
Yeah, that's the point I was gonna make. Is like, how do we know we're not immune to something that they aren't? you
Well,
know?
that's the thing. Yeah, it's if they come here, we might get it screwed. You know, if it's not their weapon.
yeah,
like,
vice versa. Yeah.
if it's like
Yeah.
imagine
I mean, I don't know
aliens
what's
attack,
going-
it's like, oh, we can repel them, but you know, what if there's something they leave behind? You know, it's
yeah.
space travel's
It's
fun,
crazy
but
to
not
think about,
rewarding.
dude.
Well, what about exposure to new elements?
That would
That'll be one of the most interesting things we get out of the
It kinda
true
would, to be
space
honest.
age.
Could you imagine landing on a new planet and being one of the people to discover a new element and getting your name down in history so that everybody knows your name just because you guys did space, just because of the efforts of like the people before you, the
Yes.
generation before that, and the generation before. You know how badass that is?
I can already imagine
like-
it now. Elonium or Muskite.
Elonium.
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 Bro, I want to discover a new color.
What the
I don't even think
fuck?
that's possible.
That'd be insane
Like,
too.
well,
It would be insane, but I'm not sure.
I don't think it'd be possible, but there is maybe a slight chance that in another solar system there's a different like wavelength or something.
Well, I mean, we used to see in black and white, so not
That's a
true.
weird theory as well.
I mean, we didn't used to see in black and white.
Okay.
We only used to see black and white because it was portrayed on the TV time.
If you think about it, right? The people before us, who created the light bulb? Thomas Jefferson?
No, it was yeah, it's
Thomas Edison? Yeah, I don't know why I said
Thomas
Jefferson.
No, don't worry, I get those mixed up as well.
He was like, there's got to be a new way to make a light source, and everybody was like, that's impossible. There's no way to do it. And then he goes and does it like a couple years later, and everybody's like, oh my god, that's insane. If you think about it, if we think something's not possible, then it probably is possible. We just haven't tried it yet. Or if we have tried it yet, we haven't tried long enough. Because the whole reason why he got it done is because he kept trying and trying and trying. So there's probably like a ton of stuff we haven't found. Or like
the
a bunch of stuff
fundamentals
we
of the
haven't.
different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
with that
alright.
being said, like the
You can't change
whole
fundamentals.
you could basically figure out that a light bulb was possible before it was made, just because of lightning and how like you could theorize that we could harness lightning and turn it into our own light source, because lightning produced light.
And then the sun as well.
yeah. Well, I mean, the sun's not electricity though; it's what it is.
It runs on energy.
But
Yeah, but
like,
a theory comes from an idea.
well, theories are
Right, if
based
we
in
look
what
at something
exists
hard
already.
enough- Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just a theory.
A
Shut
real
the
life
fuck up.
theory.
Gang
Thanks for
theory.
not watching. All right. So I'll pull out another question. Do you
Holy
guys
shit.
believe that death is a new beginning?
A death is a newbie. Oh, okay. This is the
Like in video games?
No, like, yeah, sure. Do you feel like a respawn is like?
video games. I saw this question I think a few days ago. It was about Skyrim. So like, if we like us
No, I
as
already know where this is going.
who like were to live in the Skyrim universe, like, what would you be?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't play
Married
I'd be a
to, like,
fish. Fishes are
Nord.
badass.
Oh, Leo's here. He joined us just in time.
What's
up?
First,
Oh dear.
Yo, it's been
Is he in a
it's
car?
been forever. It's been like
I'm
4
in the
episodes.
car.
All right. Well, we're playing like philosophical chair. Oh, okay. Is he honking?
Philosophical chairs.
Philosophical cheers. So if you lived in Borderlands land and there's new use stations, what's the first thing you would jump off of?
Leo, stop freaking honking, dude.
Bro, there's a
Oh,
fucking
go-
fire truck next to the taco truck. What the fuck?
Oh well.
Dude, is there a ride going on in Baytown right now? I can't tell.
Yo,
Nah,
Midnight Run, Wendy's.
There's a riot going down in Portland right now as we speak.
Bro, tell me why, like, whenever they said that shit, or, like, they posted that video on Target on Twitter, someone posted a comment about Best Buy here on Garth Road, and I was like, oh,
Whoa,
shit.
whoa.
Huh?
Yeah,
You guys trying to go to Best Buy?
Right
Hey,
now?
chill out, my
literally had-
laptop's being repaired there. Chill out.
They literally had the exact address for fucking.
Dude, just go steal a new one.
Best Buy's
If there's
closed
riots, just go
anyways.
steal a new one. What are they gonna do?
Nah, bro, we gotta.
Best Buy's right next to Target too.
We gotta
Oh,
wait for
shit.
these spots to come out, bro.
Hey, snag me an
What?
Alienware while you're there.
What?
Do you
Oh
snag
my
me the
God.
step
What is-
first?
Yeah, look, you gotta be the first one to do it, or someone else is gonna do it.
Bro, get me
We
all
call
the
it Target. Don't
biscuits
mean
you
we
can
at
find.
Target.
Well, what did
Has
Target
it-
do to y'all, man?
No, not
Yeah,
Target,
Target's
just
a
in
bunch of hoes.
general.
Yeah, I know, but like Target.
Yeah, why
man.
did they do? I don't even understand why they did that.
I
Because
think
they're
it's just
mad
like
and they're trying to send a message.
target.
I think it's just like, you know what, this shit's going on. They're distracted. Let's go get in.
Didn't the
They're
cops
just
light the fire?
They set the
That
fire.
too.
Right? Well, yeah,
This is all
so-
a conspiracy theories. This is
That's
just a bunch
the
of food
Mexican
chains.
theory.
Dude, have
Yeah.
y'all seen that there's like actual theories out there that the riots are like being controlled by the government? Like there's apparently
Really?
been
What?
I don't remember
They are.
I don't remember
I don't
exactly
know,
what
people
city it
getting
was.
Police station are stirring the riots.
Yeah, they're
But
supposed to be
they-
stirring the riots and they've seen men in black walking around like doing stuff.
They've been making sure the damage is set to a minimum.
Doing stuff.
been,
Dude, they're
uh,
just walking around
I
casually.
knew Will Smith had
Controlling the
something.
riots.
Shit.
Black's like one of the most worn colors. That proves nothing, dude.
No, like
What?
I don't know. They suppose they're like police plants, and apparently there's like the flow of riots are being controlled, and like they're supposed to be like
It's the fucking
don't
Oh,
know.
I know what you're talking about.
They are.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because they think like the people who started the fire were actually like police and stuff.
No,
Yeah.
that's completely false.
No, that's not true.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
If
Imagine
you're talking about
that.
tear gas, then it was the police. Yeah.
No,
not
like the
not
police.
fire.
The theory is that the police aren't controlling the
Or-
riots. It's like plants set to like cause more damage or something to make the
The fucking-
protesters
I mean,
look worse.
Hey, even Trump tweeted out, bro. He said, "Get the military down there, bro. Cause the riot, bro."
Well, that needs
Bro,
to be a
Turn to the
thing
freaking
anyways,
frogs
but-
gate.
Anyway,
The fucking police.
They're
The police
putting
have, like, fucking-
they're putting
police-
chemicals in the water. It's making it's making the rioters gay.
wasn't it actually like no? Going back to
No.
that for a second, wasn't it actually
Holy.
proven that apparently like fluoride's causing the frogs to actually turn gay?
He was right all
Turning
along.
what?
I was gonna say gays reproduce asexually, but that's fucking fraud.
What?
And
Oh my
frogs also don't
God.
produce that way.
They're
Oh
not
my
asexual.
That'd be badass.
Right.
Frogs don't
Reptiles are
split in two.
Reptiles are asexual. Fuck.
No,
Yeah.
Obama is
Yeah?
not. No,
Frogs are
Why?
turning the freaking
Why
water
hasn't
gay.
like our life?
Zuckerberg is not.
I said reptiles. I
Said
meant
Zuckerberg.
fucking-
I heard of my dad said he's trying to be philosophical, and he's like, if a tree falls in a forest, but he got it backwards. He said, so if a forest falls in a
Yeah, I
tree,
heard
doesn't make
that.
sound.
If a
I didn't
forest
want to say anything to him because he was like, he's being really serious about it. But he was like, he actually had a really good point. It's I forgot. Oh, I
it's
forgot what he said.
shockwaves thing.
Yeah, he just
Alright, well,
shockwaves
I gotta
thing.
go and take a shower and shit. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Dude, take us with you.
Hurry up.
ASMR.
All right.
Oh,
So
I
back
see
to the
what-
whole thing about like humanity and aliens and everything. Do you guys suppose that aliens, like, if they existed?
Dude, remember when I was just
Stop.
Oh my god.
Okay, if they exist, they would.
Do you guys
sorry.
suppose that, like, let's say aliens existed and everything? Do you suppose that we'd still be the biggest threat to humanity?
To our humanity or like
To us,
universal?
yes. Do you think we'd still be the most likely to blow ourselves up?
Probably.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. We're,
Without a doubt.
we have the power in our hands and most eligible enough to fucking nuke ourselves.
Well, I mean, if they found us, that means we found them, so we're in the same boat. You know.
That's
That
not.
means that just means we found each other.
I know.
We gotta
but
blow
our-
their boat
we're
up.
closer to each other, so we could blow them up.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Let's go.
Oh yeah, bro. This is
Okay,
battleship.
well, here's another. Here's like a follow up to that. What you said with like the aliens or us finding each other. Do you suppose that we've already been found?
Well,
I don't know.
actually, that is a weird question because
Like, do you
It was-
suppose that it's not like it's not? You know how the whole UFO thing goes. That like God's not actually God. It's secretly just a bunch of aliens checking up on us.
That's not true. God isn't real
That's-
to begin with.
What?
Do you live in a computer simulation?
Do
I
we live in the
real
Truman Show?
God is in man. I
Do
think
we
the
live
real
in the
God is
Truman
God.
Show?
I feel like
And
we've
the
probably
most
definitely been found.
we have the power of God and anime on our sides. We're good.
Hey Joel,
Okay.
Joel,
Anime?
you're fucking gay.
You know what?
Yeah, it's derogatory. Can we say that?
I feel like so many of these questions are like alien based. Do the let me see.
Like a higher form of being?
God's an
I
alien?
mean, think about it. If aliens were to exist, would you think that there would be a higher power than them?
I suppose so. Like, well, because an alien is anything that is like extraterrestrial. That's not like we don't know what it is. So
It's like completely foreign.
I think after you discover an alien, it's not an alien, it's a faction now. So
True,
like
yeah.
you could then say that's like, okay, it's the same question with us. Do you suppose that there's a faction that could be more powerful than us? Sure. Do you suppose there could be a faction more powerful than another one? Yes. But do we know?
So-
No.
Like if we discover aliens, right? Or there are more to be discovered like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, just keep
basically.
replacing each other. That's
Like,
definitely possible.
like 9 times out of 10, if we were to actually like, quote unquote, find aliens or whatever, there's most likely a fuck ton of different species of some extraterrestrial forms that are actually out there instead of just
I mean, we're one of them, so yeah.
Yeah, basically think of like the Covenant from Halo, right? So
Okay.
you've got it's the closest example, okay? So you say you've got the elites, you've got the grunts, you've got the brutes, you've got all of them. They're all separate species that found each other. So
well, okay, yeah, that actually makes a good point. That does. Make a good point.
Hold
Never
on.
mind.
So here's an argument to think about. So I
Alright.
saw this on one of my friends' Instagram story. I think a couple weeks ago. It was like, what's more realistic, Star Wars or SpongeBob?
Ooh, wait,
Yeah,
what?
probably
the
Star
fuck?
Wars.
I feel like Star Wars would if it wasn't the whole time that it was actually in the past.
Hell yeah!
Well-
I don't get why or some people would be like, no, SpongeBob's more realistic. I was like, what?
no, it's not.
First
Not
of
at
all,
all.
Star Wars includes humans, bro. That's to start off.
Well, yeah, no, Star Wars could actually like theoretically happen because I think didn't MatPat go through and figure out that like lightsaber could possibly like
Yeah.
See,
thing.
lightsabers are more realistic than what?
in Squidward.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
we have the technology to make a lightsaber.
Not necessarily. I don't think we figured out quantum entanglement.
Maybe not a
yet.
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not a good one, but more than
Well,
Sandy
it's like
Cheeks.
Just heat up a piece of metal and
you
call it
can't
a
control light
lightsaber.
particles.
Like-
Superheated
like with the
photons.
technology that we have now. If we were to try to actually make a lightsaber, it'll be like the first of many prototypes of that lightsaber.
That's also being said that we haven't made one yet.
Yeah. But I don't think it would be like self-sustainable. Like the
Well, yeah, I
Sounds
think like MatPat was saying that like if you wanted to make like a lightsaber, it was either a lightsaber or the energy sword one, where basically you would have to have a giant battery to power the thing because.
yeah, you have to have like a fucking car battery,
Mm-hmm.
multiple
car
ones on your
battery
back
and a little
just to help that shit
Oh,
run.
I just thought of it. It's technically possible, right? Okay, think about how like a monitor works, right? It says a
Okay.
signal from a light that goes left to right across your screen, right? And as it passes, and everyone fills it in. You could do that with light, but you have to do it at different points so where it diminished. They all diminish at the same point, right? So as it's going, and everyone replaced it. So it gave that idea that it's one continuous thing, when really it's just a bunch of them going on and off. Just in different positions.
Sure.
To what extent, though?
Well, that's when our physics and stuff take over.
You know what? I'm gonna pretend I'm high and just say yes.
Okay.
Okay, no. Sunay, you're not me.
Yeah, you're not on stimulants,
Yeah,
bro. Chill.
You're
I
not
said
on
pretty-
stimulants.
I said pretend. Goddamn, bro. Shit.
I just thought about something. How intelligent are we compared to the evolution of other
Yes.
species?
I mean, we probably could know.
Well, okay, so like I was thinking about the alien thing, right? So like we're on Earth, and we venture into space, right? And that's like our big thing.
Mhm.
What's in space, right? Think about animals who evolved from the water. They went their whole entire life in water, and then they evolved to where they can go on land. They came on land and they discover a whole new world.
You mean like us?
Yeah, how we discover space, you know?
Well, no, because
Well-
that's literally what we did.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying so like, what's the next? So obviously for them, the next tier would be like, they evolved from water to land. Now they need to evolve from land to space. What's after space for us?
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose there's different ways you could go about it because, we could figure out some method of time, which isn't you know, it's not necessarily possible. It's possible, based on the theories we know now, but like, I don't know. And then also the other way we could go is just, I don't know, conquering dimensions, but of course, again, that's a theory.
A game theory. Sorry. Force a habit.
You're doing so good.
What
I
was
mean,
I?
there's just
was gonna
kind
say
of like if how
Quantum entanglement, lightsabers.
it's kind of like how some people will say like this could like our time like the time that we are in now are one of multiple different timelines that
Oh
we
yeah,
have different
timelines of
parts.
13th
Well, yeah, there's the
gravity.
alternate dimension theory and the parallel dimension theory. That's what it is.
Like people are saying like think of us right now in the time that we're in, and now think of the different kind of timelines that could be going on right now from our different counterparts in different like realities.
Yeah, it's the
And
whole
how
branching timeline thing where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you take a sip from your water bottle. Oh, there
Everything
you
that's
go.
a decision that you make differently
Yeah.
is choose, sparks a new one. Well, so there's an infinite number of timelines.
it's like playing a Telltale's game. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and that's about as plausible as like, as far as you can throw a tennis ball.
And you can't prove it, but you can't disprove it either, which means
Yeah.
I mean, true. There hasn't actually been any kind of physical evidence at all towards to where we are in one of many different timelines. Like,
Time
even if it
travel
was
is badass.
Where were we?
Thank
Where
you.
were we going right before that? Like, I was gonna say
Aliens.
something. Well, yeah, aliens, but
Can we move off aliens?
I feel like, well, I mean, if we move off it, we're probably gonna end up coming right back because it's such a.
Wait,
brilliant
what do you guys
topic.
think about like time? Is like time like linear? Like it's a one way?
Like I
Is it,
said,
like, can you go
it's
back?
badass.
Well, back to the whole time travel thing that I was saying about like it's theoretically plausible, but also completely impossible. There's a theory that you can somehow manufacture a black hole, or I think it was something where black holes allow you to time travel or something. So you could set up a black hole at one part of like time, and then it would, if you went back to it at a certain time, it'd send you right back to that time. But of course, I don't really think we know because you can't really go through a black, or nobody's really gonna willingly go
Yeah,
through a black hole yet.
nobody would ever know, and you
Like,
couldn't
if-
like get that information back if it does exist.
Well,
like
you
when
could.
you think, who in their right mind would be that fucking dumb to go through a black hole and
For
want to try
science.
to
It's for science, yeah.
Me.
or death.
You
People
gotta
have done
imagine
that for
somebody like
science before.
you take somebody like Elon Musk and be like, "Hey, listen, here's your life achievement right here. Go through a black hole and see what happens. You don't come back, and you don't come back. We figured it out." GG.
Figured
Yeah,
it out.
it's like fucking Endgame.
The one thing we could do is we could manufacture a black hole and just wait. Because if we manufacture a black hole and we wait like a couple minutes and time travel is actually possible through it, you're immediately going to see somebody come straight through it, given that we're not all dead.
Yeah, but how would we know what's happening on the other side of that black hole?
You wouldn't. If people come through, then great. We're still doing fine. But if nobody's coming through, that means we're probably all dead.
Get a big fat rip for the guy who went in.
It's fucking badass. Oh
I swear to
shit.
God, swear to God, I swear, if some dumbass scientist out there makes a black hole, I hope you die.
There's no
die.
reason to. Why? A black hole's really sort of like not really going to do much.
I just thought of something. You can simulate, like changing the past and the present. Because think about it, you have stimuluses, right? And you're supposed to make them like you have this whole route to where no matter what happens, it always happens. You can have control, so you make whatever you want to happen, right? So you say we're gonna let that happen, and then we're gonna get the results of that and send it to the beginning of the next route and see what they do with it. And it's like what minor changes will, cause different developments in that, controlled route.
So you suppose you could like
Like say you had societies, right?
Mhm.
You had like took people from the same society at the same level, and you basically could take them from like every decade, so that every decade you can make the one before it have the previous knowledge of the other one, and see how far it could like
So
advance past the other one.
do you sit there and build upon generations?
Yeah, but in the same domestic like time frame.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Young Justice.
Young Justice?
All right.
Dude,
crazy.
how do you know Young Justice?
So, all right. Do you guys suppose? Okay, this is a very weird question. I don't even know if I should ask it because it doesn't really.
Fuck it, go for it. Fuck it.
Is intelligence or wisdom more important for a better world?
Never mind.
Well, what's the difference? What's wisdom? Wisdom
I
is
think it's. I think it's like base knowledge versus the ability to apply that knowledge.
well, yeah, because wisdom is knowing the outcomes.
Like
of,
experience.
yeah,
Mhm.
wisdom is like, hey, don't put your finger here because it's going to get chopped off.
Yeah.
Intelligence is like advancement.
Intelligence is I know not to put my finger there in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know why. You just know that you shouldn't.
Okay.
Well, I feel like wisdom is because all of our developments are based off of past failures and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's the whole
they
reason
can
Germany hasn't tried to
go
take
hand in
over
hand.
Europe the third time. Okay. That actually wasn't too bad. Let's see. Can memories be erased? Or here,
Yes.
let's just start with that. Can memories be
Yes.
erased?
Yeah, have you
I mean-
heard of Alzheimer's?
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
that's-
technically. You don't.
anything that's stored in your cerebrum or cerebellum, however you say it, is like can be affected from diseases and stuff. So I mean, technically, if you can harness, if we're already harnessing whatever it's called, like stem cell technology, to where we can cure autism, then we're bound to be able to harness it to affect people who are like, alive.
Well, given, like, okay, let's take away, like, of course, the obvious Alzheimer's, but I mean, even Alzheimer's is sort of, like, iffy because you still sort of are able to recall certain things. Like, have you guys seen the test where they, like, played music and they
Yeah.
immediately connect to it?
Yeah.
It's sort of that thing, and you know how they sort of, like, they can piece... It just becomes harder. It's sort of like a
Well,
cloud.
It's impossible to know, but it's been theorized that people with Alzheimer's actually know exactly like for us we think they've forgotten, but they just don't know that they're not expressing it.
It's basically like a puzzle where you can't put together the pieces cohesively. All the
Yeah.
puzzle pieces fit together, but they don't actually look right. I don't think that makes sense, but
Yeah,
It's like
I
how
don't
someone
know.
says, it's like how someone says, like, when they wake up from a hangover, like, when someone asks, like, them, like, do you remember anything from last night? Like, no, it's a little bit hazy. It's kind of like that.
it's all there, but you need to put the pieces together properly.
So it depends on what enters your body, or like what?
No.
What?
No.
I don't
I'm
know.
Well, think
confused.
about it. Like, okay, so you have like a memory. Think about your favorite memory and think about what you like it about the most, right?
All right.
And I guarantee you can think of a million other facts about one picture of something. So, say I'm going for a walk, right? Something pops out to me. I can instantly be like, "Oh, and there was a ladybug on this tree." It's like that, but backwards, you know.
I don't know. I don't really think it's.
I don't think it's backwards. I don't
That's
think you can have a tree on a ladybug.
No, that's a.
No,
basic. That's a very like basic interpretation. What I think it's more like is, think about if you walk down a street. All right, picture in your head.
All right, I'm walking down the street.
Now look to your right. What do you
I'm
see?
gonna look. My kitchen.
You see your
Down
kitchen
the
as you're walking
street?
down the street.
Oh, we're still in the street. All right,
Yeah, I
hold
know.
on.
Okay, we're walking down the just like close your eyes, walk down the street, look to your right. What's the first thing you see?
Funeral home.
Yes.
What the?
Not your
Yeah.
actual street. Okay. Let's find a different analogy. You know what? Actually, no. We'll go with. Let's say you're walking down. What's the road Sterling's on?
Baker.
Baker.
Baker. Okay, let's say you're walking down Baker right in front of
Right.
like Sterling towards like the hospital, okay?
Okay.
What's immediately to the left of you?
Burger King.
To the left. It's shifting.
No, not even. No, you're right in front of Sterling.
good.
What's
I need
what's
some help.
immediately? Dude, we've only been
I've
graduated for a
spent
week. What the
coffee
heck,
enema.
guys?
You're in
It's-
T-City?
It's it's the freaking church. You're stupid.
To
Oh,
the
shit,
right,
no,
to
to
the
the left.
left.
Oh
Oh,
shit, I don't know what way you're facing.
Okay, listen. You know the median.
Auto place. There you go. Yeah.
You know the median, right in front of Sterling. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's say you're looking down the road towards like Burger King and the hospital and Target and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
What's to your left?
Like Shawarma Town.
Okay, yeah. Let's
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that. Let's forget about the post office for a second. Now let's imagine that you're walking down the same street, but all of a sudden there's like a DQ right there where the post office should have been. Right? Now let's
Yeah.
say
Left.
God, I don't know where I'm going with this. I know where I'm going with this. I just don't know how to like I don't want to double back 50 times.
Oh.
But basically
Come on,
there's
continue.
you walk down the street, okay, and you keep walking towards the DQ. And now let's say that there's normally like, I don't know, a statue of a dog. Okay? Now let's say one day you walk down there and there's just kind of a car there. The statue
Yeah.
of the dog was never there. It's a car. That's basically that's I don't let's forget that.
It's not a boulder.
I have
It's-
a slightly more scientific point to make.
Wait, come on, continue. I'm kind of enjoying this.
So, like, you know how, like, so your brain, you know, a computer has memory, right?
Alright.
But
Yeah.
as AI, as it like builds itself up, it deletes useless information, so it has room for more information, right?
Yeah.
But as it does that, it keeps on developing to where it has to delete less and less information because of, you know, how smart it is. So that's how
Yeah.
humans work too, right? As you grow up, you're a baby, your brain literally can't store anything. But as you develop it,
Bars.
it starts to remember a little bit more and delete a lot less, right? So theoretically, if we could live long enough, we could reach the development point where we only stored like minimal information.
I don't necessarily
Uh,
like that hypothesis
or
because
Or infinite information, but you wouldn't know that you remembered everything. It would just be
I
there.
don't. I don't recall having 1 terabyte memory in my brain.
I don't
Okay.
like that hypothesis where it's like you fill up your brain basically, so you have to start tossing stuff out because it doesn't make much sense. If you were to it would apply if every single smart person got Alzheimer's and no dumb people got Alzheimer's. But that's not how it works.
Well, so memories are stored
Yeah,
based
but-
off of how they make us feel or why we
Right?
remember them, right?
It's importance.
Yeah, basically, but not what you remember, but memories.
What?
Obviously, that's why, because what you remember and what's a memory is different. Like, can you agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why you can't remember every single day of your life because there's no value to it at all.
Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you'll remember like, oh, I remember the exact day that like my house burned down, but I don't remember the exact day that I made eggs and toast for breakfast that day before.
I never made eggs and
Yeah, it's
toast,
like-
so I can't recall.
It's like,
Joel, you're quiet again, by the way. I don't know. Okay, here I'll just straight up, instead of trying to give some complicated analogy, basically an old person gets out of bed, goes and like sits in their kitchen for a couple of hours, goes watch TV and goes to sleep. Basically, in their mind, they thought that they got up, got in their car, went to the store, bought like, 500 cartons of eggs,
Holy shit.
then proceeded to go to school, got their master's in underwater basket weaving, came home, watched some YouTube, then went to sleep in their car. That's basically that in a nutshell.
That's oddly specific.
It's not.
It's oddly random.
It's random.
There you go. That's yeah.
It's dramatized, but
Sounds pretty dope.
I-
I
that
want to
makes
try it
sense.
out.
kind of
Hmm?
kind of back to what Tate said too, like about his hypothesis. Oh, can I not say
Hypothesis.
Hypothesis. Holy fuck! But like, you also have to like think it as like how much would that like affect the human body or affect the human mind to where it can't take
Oh, it destroys
anymore?
I don't think you've ever seen like a person with actual like Alzheimer's and everything. It
Well,
rips everything apart.
I've known like I have friends who have family members that has Alzheimer's. I just never been around an actual person that has Alzheimer's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, like the whole like
vegetable, dude.
yeah,
honest.
it's an entire like deterioration of everything you've ever known them to be.
See, it's weird because it affects you differently. Because there's like some involuntary actions that humans do that they don't, or they don't remember to tell themselves that they have to do it because you're not supposed to.
The mind the body has a very like real way of working itself, and whenever it's tossed off, you'd be amazed with what happens to it.
Okay, so going back with the memory things, it's like you don't remember things if you don't think you remember it, right? But some of the most important things come from that. Like, have you ever thought about learning how to speak or learning how to feel pain?
Yeah,
No,
it's sort of
but
automatic. It's like the same thing where have you ever thought about do you think about breathing? No, you just do it.
a lot. Yeah,
It's like hardwired into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I just took a deepest breath right there, dude.
so we got blue
also
cards. Let's go.
at the same time. Like it's also just like so instincts that us as humans have that normally like circuits through our daily life that we usually just automatically do.
I just thought of something.
We just do it.
What
Like,
if involuntary actions were just remnants of memories from life before us?
They technically are. It's the same reason you don't pee yourself.
I mean, use a better example, I think.
Well, no, seriously. It's like the same reason you don't poop yourself, because it's a lot more convenient to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
You learn that it's like, oh, if I feel the impulse, I'll go.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I feel like in my opinion. I feel like there's just only a certain conflicts. Well, not really conflicts. Like major memories that has happened through a person's life, which I'd say stays more along in there as a memory more than like minor stuff happening. Or like you went to the store and you bought groceries, or you went to go hang out with friends. Like those are those are minor things. Only like major things that happens in a person's life, they will the majority of the time will remember that same like action.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right?
my-
Is very tiny, minuscule little actions you won't remember. However, minuscule actions that are repeated on a large majority of time will be. So, like, let's say you make it a thing where you go to the store every week. You'll probably remember that.
But it eventually flips itself.
Yeah. Where it'll just be like sort of like randomly, oh, I went to the store. Or, oh, went to the store 5 times this week.
Yeah,
Nice.
Alright, so away from this. Because this is a rabbit hole. Let's find.
Yeah, I've been trying so fucking hard to get my shit fixed so I can use my Microsoft account to buy Game Pass again.
Oh, did you use your school account for your Microsoft account? Sunay, did you fix that?
No, I use my actual email for my Microsoft account.
Okay.
Sunay, did you fix your PlayStation account?
Yeah. Sunay?
He's talking.
I'm gonna drink my bang.
Okay.
Yep, he didn't.
No, I didn't. Forgot.
Alright.
Forgot. Okay.
I'll do that tomorrow. I said that last week, and I still haven't done that tomorrow. But I'll do that tomorrow.
Nathan, have that happen to you? Like your Game Pass will run out and it'll go past due.
I don't do that. I I have my Game Pass because I got it like a free year because I had Xbox Live Gold. I've never bought Game Pass. And I've never had an Xbox subscription. It's always pre-bought. Okay, so here's a question. If we went and stripped the entire world of all of its technology, like let's say we took away every piece of technology developed in the past 200 years.
The fuck?
So
No.
we're back to like,
Since the Industrial Revolution.
huh?
Since the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, let's say let's say we got back to the objective day that you could say the Industrial Revolution kicked off. How far do you think modern sort of like humanity would make it? Like
if we were like as us right now, if we were in that time.
the entire population of Earth reverted back to the day the Industrial Revolution started.
But we had the same intelligence. Like,
Same
memory.
intelligence, same people, same
Yeah,
everything.
Right. We do everything we did now, right?
That's not.
I mean, I feel like certain things would be different. I feel like the government itself would be different if we were back.
Yeah, social laws
Like-
would definitely.
Yeah, I
Right.
feel like us would be completely different than they are now.
So you say the Civil War might have never happened.
Well, racism was a big factor. of
It
that.
was, but you would say basically racism would immediately, well, not end per se, but immediately not be a problem.
Well, I feel like racism would still be a problem if we were still back in that.
Well, not as
Yeah.
much as it was.
Yeah, like not as much as it was, but it will come down to it'll be like a suitable amount to where it's there, but it's just
Like
not
it
a
is
major,
now.
Yeah, like it's not like a major problem. Like,
Okay.
it's to where it's like no one cares about racism. It's literally like that on running thing, like when someone says that oh, I don't see race. It's basically that.
What?
Yeah, you can say that as much as you want. Doesn't make it true.
I mean,
Anyway.
that's not just me saying it from my own perspective.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just like commenting on the
That's-
whole like phrase. That's not.
Yeah.
I don't see color. Yes, you do.
I don't see color. Are you colorblind? No. Then you see color.
Exactamundo, Porky Porky.
There's a better one. What if it's like everyone? What if we could you didn't need caretakers, right? So all of humanity was like destroyed essentially, right?
All right.
And it raised itself up back to our social levels, our same government, all that. Would racism exist?
Yes. It's like I said, like
how was racism coined or created or?
it's literally just people. It's like I said earlier. The brain loves to create sort of the brain itself is very segregationist.
Well, yeah, so there's that's why, and same with sexual orientation, and same with gender and everything else. You'd like to be if you're a guy, you'd like to be around guys. If you're black, you like to be around black people.
Exactly. The
Well,
brain
that's-
likes itself. That's
That's-
basically the whole thing.
It likes things like itself too.
Yeah. So it's basically like the thing where if you walk into a room, I think it's I don't know. Anyway, if you walk into a room and there's like 5 different people in there, but if one person's wearing the exact same shirt as you, you're immediately going to be like, "Oh, there you go." Because your brain picks it out immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if there's a
Yeah.
person in that room that looks sort of like you,
Your
Same
brain is
thing.
naturally drawn to things it can relate to the most, or you think it can. So it doesn't
Yeah, it's-
matter who it is. If it doesn't matter if your most favorite person is in the room. If they're say if it's like them and they're a girl and you see a boy, you're immediately gonna relate more to the male just
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like your brain, like whenever your brain sees something, it takes like the most flashiest things from whatever that object may be, and it makes it the most interesting thing that it draws your attention.
yeah, it's sort of like, you know how some people will like take a trait from somebody to like remember their name? It's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How far are we in?
An
Hour
hour
and 9
and
minutes.
23.
Hour and 9.
What the fuck?
If
Oh,
we
shit,
were an
my
hour
bad.
and 23, we'd have ended already.
Oh,
Actually, we might end up keep going because this is fun.
this is
Interesting.
kind of fun. Saying the dumbest shit I've never heard of, and my mind keeps blowing up in different ways.
It's not really
Maybe
dumb,
so.
it's making you think.
Something really interesting.
Only
anime
Logan
plot.
was
Don't
here.
lie.
Wait, Logan's not here? Oh,
No, he went AFK a while ago.
shit. Oh, he's got sent to the gulag. He'll be back, boys. Don't worry, we'll get him out.
Where's Leah? Let's go take a shower and everything.
Hey, Leah.
It'd be fun if Leah was there. It'd be some fun discussion.
I know it'd be constant, like more crack.
All right, here's like a sort of on topic one. Since we're out of high school, have you guys figured out if life has a reason yet?
No.
I figured it out before.
Damn.
I figured it out before high school.
No.
It's a funny joke.
I figured it out a long time ago.
It wasn't a joke.
Oh yeah, well, what's the reason, Tate?
Like, for me personally, it's perspective. So, but for me personally, that's not much besides doing what pleases me while I'm still in the state of being.
Right. So
I mean,
it's
See, now the thing is that perspective hasn't hit me yet.
of
Oh, like what your purpose is?
so it's the idea of being alive while you're alive.
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah.
But also,
Feeling
your brain,
alive.
my brain plays in with curiosity, so that's why I don't always do things I want to do. So,
Yeah, that is, yeah.
'cause,
You suppose, right, so think about if your brain wasn't wired to be curious. If the curiosity trait just did not exist in humans, how far do you think humanity would have come?
less or more, it depends. Our
I mean, we'd
intelligence,
still be here, but just be a
our
little bit less
intelligence would be
intelligent.
higher, but our wisdom would be lower. So if you go on,
I feel like our awareness would also go down.
Because isn't it also like hardwired and says that you want to live?
Well, I mean, it's hard because curiosity has led us away from things, but it's also led us towards it. So who's to say that we wouldn't be somewhere quicker than we are now, simply by, So say you're walking a straight path, you're going to get to something quicker than another. But if you're curious about something else, you'll get to that quicker than if you weren't curious.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the memory thing. Like your brain, it picks out certain things around your environment that is more appealing and interesting towards you, that draws your attention to certain things in your environment.
It literally it all just depends on the map maker, to be honest.
The map
Yeah.
makers?
The map
Depends on
maker.
where it spawn.
Orientation. Procedural
YouTube
generation.
25?
Do you think life's procedurally generated?
Life's procedurally
So,
generated.
do you mean by that, do you mean we have, like, free, like, will?
In a
And
way.
it's not, like, chosen for us.
What are we, androids?
No, sir.
Well, no, Sunay, have you never heard of that?
I'm thinking of Detroit Become Human right now.
No, like, okay. Basically, have you heard of the thing where it's like we aren't actually making choices, our path is already chosen for us, and we're basically just watching a movie that we're the main character in.
So pretty much we don't know our life future choices. Or no, that's not. Hold on, that's not what I
no.
meant. That's not what I meant.
No.
Like, so basically,
Everything's already laid out.
all rationale doesn't exist. You're literally just doing things and everything.
Life's already played out for us on a path.
Yeah, like picking up this water bottle. I'm not choosing to do this. The universe told me to.
But the thing
It's
is,
already
I'm
laid out.
thinking about picking up my bang and drinking it, which I'm about to do right now. Watch.
Yeah, you're thinking about it, but what if the universe told you to
See?
think about it?
What
Don't
the
say
fuck?
the universe. I mean, it's, well,
The universe told me to drink my bang?
Yeah.
who told the
No.
universe what to do?
And it's gonna turn soon into an atheist. Watch
He
out.
tells the universe what to do.
Yeah.
Holy
That's a good
shit,
question.
yo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight.
There's
He's gonna have
this
nightmares.
No, this man's gonna put up fucking Christmas lights around his room and look up at the ceiling, blast it.
Just to
Hey,
be
hey.
like, I made this decision by myself.
Holy shit! I do have
It's
Christmas
gonna be
lights
like
around
Joyce
my room.
Byers from Stranger Things, bro.
Wait,
The universe, tell me something.
wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat a
playing. I actually
pizza
have
because I want to. I'm gonna go to Whataburger because I want
Swear to
I
Ooh.
God.
can't, but I
On
can't
that-
though.
I'm gonna be fat because I want to, not because the universe told me to.
Yeah, dude, fuck the
It's not
universe.
like
What would it take to alter that? How
Okay,
how
sh-
big of
sh-
how big of someone would it take to alter or to impact the setup? I guess you could say.
Huh?
Like, what would it take for like us as humans to alter that?
Alter
To
what?
alter like our like path, like
Yeah.
like set off.
I don't think you could. Or there's no way to. Because let's say that we're living by the idea that everything that we do is predetermined. You couldn't break that because technically that's just the story.
Well, I didn't. It doesn't mean just us. I mean, does the universe tell the nature what to do as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everything works together, I suppose.
Whoa.
Because it's like a
This is
movie.
awesome.
Things in a movie aren't random, they're always chosen. So, like, let's.
Inception.
It's not like, oh, you have a lion that comes and attacks the main character. Okay. Yeah, that
Lion
was
King.
scripted. It's not random that a lion randomly jumped on set and attacked the actor. No, it's.
Yeah, that's like saying.
Yeah, it's scripted. It was written down.
Like, think of The Revenant. Like, The
What?
Revenant was all, like, straight chosen. It's not like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio went into the, like, I never watched the movie, so wherever he went and he started getting attacked by bears.
Yeah.
You know, that's not how the movie worked, but
Aren't those CGI bears?
probably.
Also, I just
hope
thought
so.
No, it's a real bear.
if it was
Holy
like that,
shit!
life could be written in scenes, right? So in a movie, right? If you don't like how one scene looks, you can alter it, right? But it doesn't necessarily change the other scenes around it. The next scene will still be exactly the same, no matter what you do to the scene before it.
Well, the problem is you're not the one choosing that. Someone else
But
is.
Yeah, it has to flow still, you know.
What if it's just the universe telling you that it's not appealing to you, and you go to do something else, but it's not you doing it, it's the universe.
Well, that's brain development. I mean, does the universe tell your brain how to think and what to do?
Yes.
Why?
Think of the Stanley Parable, okay? You
Uh,
guys are all familiar with it. Or at least some of you are
No.
more than others.
mm,
So, you know how the Stanley Parable tells you can go through the right door or the left door? Or no. He tells you Stanley walked through the left door, right?
Yeah, he narrates. Yeah.
Now, let's say that in this scenario, you can't walk through the right door. You can only walk through the left door because the universe just told you can go through the left door. If we had free
But-
will, you could go through both doors if you wanted to.
So is that free will? Because if you're, is it though? Because if the universe gives you the option of doing both, he's still in control.
Well,
Still in control.
what the fuck was that?
Sorry, I saw a spider. I kind of smacked it.
you're not
Because
burning
if
your
it-
house down?
Spider?
You control to make your own decision. It's giving you that power to actually do it, so it's still in control.
It could have been Spider-Man.
I think we
That's
stumbled.
weird.
I don't know if we stumbled upon a paradox. I think there's a very simple answer to it. We just haven't figured it out yet.
It's kind of like the it's kind of like the Rush song. If I choose not to choose, I still have made a choice.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I
Free
chose
will.
to do
That song's
nothing.
called Free Will, by the way. If I choose not to choose, I still have made a choice.
Well, I
it's kinda
mean,
like-
even choosing nothing is like because you're technically never doing nothing.
you made a choice.
But okay, that's an interesting thought to think about. So let's say the universe tells you to go through the left door, or it gives you the option to go through either doors. Now, who's saying that? Okay, he's just giving you the illusion of choice.
Yeah, there's multiple options when there isn't.
Yeah.
What if I break through the floor?
Minecraft.
What if you don't? What if you go backwards instead of forward?
What if I just? Yeah, exactly. What if I go backwards? What if I go back to office?
What if you
Right,
never
just
leave
go
the
right-
office?
The narrator will just scream at you for a little bit. What if we go sit in the broom closet?
Gotcha.
Was Sunay there for that?
No,
Yeah.
I never saw it
Oh
open.
Broom
my
closet?
god, dude.
No, I think he did join. Oh yeah, he did.
That was so funny.
I just thought about something. Is it possible to engineer the brain to function backwards, like with the senses? Okay, so like we see, obviously you only see forward, right? And you unless you need to, you make
Are
all
you
your
trying to
movement, you make all your movements based off what you see in front of you. But why don't we make our movements based off of what we don't see, but we know? So could you like say, could you like hardwire the brain to like always walk backwards because from like its knowledge rather than what it's seeing, and then use its eyes as a like perceptive board?
Are you saying that you want to like basically set your brain into playback mode, or are you saying you want to reverse the controls?
Like,
Playback mode.
both at once, because I mean obviously you're not altering time or doing anything else, but it's like, you know.
So
Invert control.
Are you saying like, okay, you don't want to like physically change time to where it's moving in reverse. You want to move the human mind to where it would move in reverse, to where it would remember everything that came before it.
Yeah.
I think we'd run into issues very, very soon with that idea where the brain physically doesn't remember what it's doing.
And as it's trying to like catch up, it's forgetting.
It wouldn't remember it. So if you're saying, okay, let's go back to walking down a street. If you're walking down a street and you try to go backwards, you won't remember everything that's on the street because your brain's not physically trying to gather that intel.
So everything would be always new.
Yeah. You couldn't do that because it's sort of like RAM that deletes itself. Think
There's no
about
rush
everything
to
that's in front of you. It'll be cached in the RAM. Everything that's not important will be deleted as soon as it's out of view.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like everything's just taken in nanoseconds, like pictures.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's sort of like
constantly-
frames.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily... It's like a computer that you can't record.
Seems legit.
That's weird to think about.
A video game that you can't record and can't replay.
Does that exist then?
Suppose you could make it. Wouldn't really want to. It's sort of like, okay, think about it. If you played GTA and you couldn't record the game, you couldn't replay the game, and if you died, game's over, you can never touch it again. That's literally it.
So
That's
YOLO
what I like.
mode.
Yes, YOLO mode.
Fuck
Dope.
no.
Okay, dude.
Alright, I guess we should probably get... We're getting about to time. You guys want one more question?
Yes.
Hell
Alright.
yeah, brother!
I'm gonna go to a different website, because this one's kind of...
Reddit.
205... Reddit? Okay.
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
No,
Don't you
let's see
dare.
Reddit. Philosophical questions, Reddit. Ask Philosophy. Ooh.
Boy.
Let's see what we've got. A Ben and Jerry's ad.
What the fuck? It's pretty dope, but still, what?
Oh, actually, they made... Oh, that's cool.
What?
Oh, no, never mind. It's for Space Force. Have you guys seen the new Netflix thing with Steve Carell?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but like I know of it.
Ben and Jerry's
know
got
what
a
you
new
mean.
ice cream. It's called Boots on the Moon.
What the fuck? I mean, I guess good name, but
Okay, here's a good one. So we, of course, remembering back earlier, we were talking about the whole if a forest falls in a tree.
No.
Okay.
true.
Well, okay. If a tree falls in the forest, but nobody's around to see it, does it exist? Or did it happen? So,
I mean,
No, Nathan, I think you said that wrong. I think you're trying to say if a tree falls.
no,
in the
I did. I
forest-
was quoting what Logan's dad said.
Oh,
Alright, so an expanded version of this question could be, can the universe exist without a consciousness being able to examine it?
what the
Well,
fuck?
I
Yo,
don't think it'll be possible for that to happen.
Why?
I mean, I really have no like. In my opinion, I know that I don't have any kind of statement to back that up, but I don't know. I don't know. It's that's a weird question. It's like it can be possible, but it also can't be possible. There's different kind of outcomes towards that.
But why couldn't a universe exist where nothing's there to examine it? Because technically, by that logic, the universe shouldn't exist as we know it right now. Because what was before the Big Bang? Nothing.
The theory.
Think about the entire history of the universe in 30 minutes. What's the video officially called? I always forget. Either way. Or it's is it the entire history of the world in 30 minutes? Either way. Think about it, and he says, all right, there was nothing. Then there was more nothing. Then there was nothing. Then there was something. That's not officially how the video goes, but close enough.
Hell yeah,
And
brother.
then something.
And dim sum.
I remember this thing. I don't know what video it was that my friend showed me, but it was this dude that was saying like, now in your mind, think of a teapot. Now, what if the teapot was water, and you hear the steam, but it's just the water steaming inside of the teapot? If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot.
Sorry,
Why
what?
can't I think about anything right now?
Can you
Wait,
repeat all of that?
What's the question?
I forgot. This was about a few months ago. My good friend of mine showed me this video, and it was this dude. It was this, I would say like mid-40s dude that was like that was just going off on a rant. And it was saying like, if you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. If you put water into a teacup, then the water becomes the teacup. And it goes on.
That doesn't make
for
sense.
8 minutes about how this dude saying like there's so many things in our world and in our universe that ties in towards the same reality in some kind of way.
That doesn't necessarily make sense, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
So if they're physically saying that if you add water to a teacup, it becomes, or if you add tea to a teacup, it becomes a teacup. That's not necessarily true, but it is.
My head hurts.
So true.
So
because you're moving an object into a different object.
Well, the way that it's being phrased is that you're putting tea into a teacup, which becomes a teacup. The tea doesn't physically become a teacup. The cup that the tea is in becomes a teacup.
Yeah.
So let's say you take a cup and you put tea in it. Yes, it would then the cup would become a teacup because there's tea in it.
I said, me and my friend that same day when he showed me that video, we've had that same exact conversation, just like that, Nathan. We were talking like that, like it's not technically like you put it in.
I just came to a revelation about that, dude.
Well, it's an open and shut case at the end of the day.
Well, I just thought of it. So you get like water, you put it into a cup. It's a cup of water, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And if you have a bigger cup of water, you can put that cup of water inside the cup of water, and the cup of water becomes a cup of water. And it's an infinite possibility of however many things are within one thing can become itself.
Not necessarily. Well,
I mean,
because if you take water, put it in a cup, it's a cup of water. If you put that cup of water in a cup, it's a cup of water.
Yeah.
But you can also put water in it. And that's a cup of water and cup of water.
It's those things to where it doesn't make sense, but it does.
Well, the way it's phrased doesn't make any sense because it's
no, trust me, the way it was made.
I mean, it's just displacement. It's like the shape of it, you know?
Yeah.
Now, do you have a what kind of mentality do you have? Do you have a half full or a half empty mentality?
Depends on the day of the week.
I'm in the middle.
The middle? What the
It's middle.
It's not half empty and it's not half full. It's in the state it's currently at.
I like that. I like that.
That's seriously how I am.
So you're the realist.
No.
Yeah, look, I'll be the first to tell you. There's some cup in the water.
There's definitely cup in the water.
All right, so that other question was kind of silly.
Wait, That's so weird how you can have two things like be in a cycle. So if you drop a cup into a pool, the cup is in the water, but then the water is inside the cup.
Huh?
I think you just confused yourself.
Oh,
Right
so
there.
like the cup is in the pool, but
The pool is inside the cup. So,
I'm sorry. So wait, are you talking about so if you put a cup of water in a pool?
no, you just throw a cup inside a pool.
Okay.
So both scenarios of the half empty and half full exist at the same time. It's just weird because so you could say the cup is in the pool, or you could say the pool is in the cup.
No.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it is because the pool is in the cup, and the cup is also in the pool.
Not necessarily, because if you take okay, so if we're going by the logic that whatever is in the cup has to be physically in the cup, the pool will not fit in the cup. It would have to be a very, very small pool.
So it's partially.
I don't even think it's a pool at that point, man.
Well, because at that point you could be able to say that the water's in the cup.
Correct.
Or no, sorry, that the cup is in the water.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
That's
what the fuck?
You
Wait,
good?
what are we confused about? We agreed, right?
No, I was leveling with you to make sure we're on the same page. I won't say we necessarily agreed there. Because technically the cups or the water isn't okay, so the water is in the cup. That's what we agree on. But where we disagree is the fact that the cup is in the water. Because it's not in the water.
It is?
No, it's not. The water's in the cup.
But the cup's in the water.
Oh my fucking.
I know what you mean, David. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm not sure if I agree with that or what I think about.
No, I am following his line of reason, but he's just not right.
No, it's the same thing as saying that just because you're in a pool and your head's sticking above it, that you're not in the pool. Just because you're not fully submerged doesn't mean you're not in it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
I'm holding on.
So
For K?
you don't say, all right, whenever you jump into a pool, you don't say, "Hey, I'm in the pool." Or no, you do say, "Hey, I'm in the pool." You don't say, "Hey, the pool's
The
in
pool
me."
is in me.
You don't say that.
Well, what if I drink the water?
And then you've got
Don't drink the water.
So let's say, okay, you pick up a cup of water. You don't say that you just picked up a water of a cup. You see where I'm going?
No,
I see
I
where you're
was
going.
just saying that
You're
there's
going nowhere.
circumstances of where both options that exist simultaneously.
I don't think. Would it technically be possible to create something? I suppose you could. You would have to create something that would be able to intertwine itself with something and simultaneously be outside for it to be both.
Intertwine?
Yeah.
You could have it to where it transitions into something and then out of it into the. I don't know how that would work though. I don't even know if it would work.
Let's just say it doesn't.
I don't think it could.
Wait, what was that?
No, it could. Maybe no.
Hell yeah.
It's questionable.
If you can't find reasoning, then that means it probably is.
All right, we've got 10 minutes to waste on one more question.
Waste.
Wasted.
Waste is subjective.
Exactly. It's a very meaningful question. How dare you?
Why do you call buildings if they're already built? What is
Shut the fuck up.
Well, no, he does bring up a good point. Why do we call them buildings?
Why do they call apartments when they're all together?
No, going back to that last question, he actually does pose a good point. Why do we call constructions constructions during their building process and then call buildings buildings during their constructed process.
Call a lot of things are
Because
Phase.
they were
all
constructed.
things are opposite states. It's really stupid.
The human language is retarded.
We just can't comprehend it with our shitty ass language.
Shitty ass language.
You know how many people actually do hate the English language?
Everyone,
A lot.
Asians,
It's astounding how many people hate the
Asians in
English
particular.
language. All right, so let's finish off all the aliens and everything with
I love Asians.
Kevin is
Might
great.
I say, Nathan, you're looking skinny.
Kevin is great.
I
I'm
saw
I'm
that.
saying.
You're looking really skinny.
Okay.
When you think about it, is rain just tears from Cthulhu's eye from Terraria?
Hey, you
Okay,
should stop.
so when do you think the world will end?
It won't. It hasn't begun.
Woo!
I was waiting for it in
Well,
2012.
When
It
you really
hasn't
look
began
back,
yet.
when you really look back at how like scientists prove that the world will end in like millions of years or so.
Well, yeah, it's scientifically proven there is a cap on the
Yeah.
time when the world... There's a hard cap on the Earth.
Yeah, that's
However, that's not to say that we won't figure out some way to screw that up and cut it at least in... or probably at most in half.
Man, I remember back in like what was it, fourth or fifth grade in
2012, 5th
2012,
grade.
people were like, "Oh, the world's gonna end."
The
tomorrow." I was like,
Mayan calendar
"Bullshit."
is
The
up.
Mayan calendar, yeah.
That whole entire calendar, yeah.
I was
I
like,
still can't
"Bullshit."
believe that people came together and were like, okay, listen, the Mayans figured out that their calendar doesn't go far enough in the future. So that must mean that the world's gonna end. I don't know how they came to that conclusion.
I think it's pretty dope.
Either way, so seriously, what do you guys think will end us? Alexis?
Zombies.
I think we'll just run out of resources, to be honest.
A resource
People-
war? So kind of like...
Zombie.
Yeah, because there's more and more people every day.
So kind of like Fallout, that whole thing? where it's like-
Yeah,
Alright. Joel?
because we don't have enough
Oh.
places to like make
Well,
food and stuff.
That's to be said, but could we also say that we have technically infinite resources, we just need to get them?
I mean, I guess in comparison
okay,
to
infinite
where we are, if you compare it to the universe, then I guess we do have infinite resources.
Because technically humanity is invincible.
What?
Technically humanity is invincible, given that nothing, including themselves, kills them.
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah.
Because we've got unlimited resources, theoretically.
Theoretically,
Yeah, theoretically, we have like,
Age.
because
resources.
they'll outlast us.
How we just need to know how to comply them all to keep a good regiment of those resources.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Joel, how do you think the world will end?
I honestly feel like it'll just be like natural cause, like just
Just like some like asteroid or something, same thing that killed the dinosaurs.
Solar flare.
I wouldn't say it's
Solar flare.
Oh yeah.
Fuck
We're all
you, this is Dragon Ball.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
No, solar flares actually are a big problem.
Yeah, even are you fucking
They are a big problem, but like
I am that acoustic, but still Dragon Ball.
Listen,
That
if there's
fucks up our
anything I've
magnetic
learned throughout the
field.
entire thing of this podcast is that Sunay is acoustic. He doesn't know where Burger King is.
Do you know where Burger King is?
Okay, so continuing on, Sunay, how do you suppose the world will end?
Zombie.
Zombies?
Yeah.
oh my
Oh,
god,
Just-
you
I think it just
Zombies.
proved our point.
Zombies.
hey, Sunay, you fucking normie.
On me!
That's every typical person's
It
answer
actually is, dude. Like,
Wait, actually, for
I
real?
think it's gonna be like the natural disaster of the humanity. Oh, I think it's gonna be zombies. Yeah, this isn't the fucking Walking Dead.
like anybody intelligent would be like, you know,
Could
there's
be.
probably going to be a resource war, or like, you know, aliens. There's a potential that something in the universe will kill us. But
I'm gonna go
any
over war
like
for
any
water.
simple-minded like Lee college student is gonna go like, oh, zombies.
Oh my god.
You mean UH student?
Or yeah,
Seriously,
well, either
Oh,
or.
fuck you, dude.
like, straight up, before like
God.
before COVID actually became extremely serious, people honestly thought that this will be the cause of zombies. That COVID
Yeah.
is worse, and like this is.
Well,
Gonna be
no, you know why? It's because the lab in China had the same symbol as the Umbrella Corps from Resident Evil. That's why.
Are you serious?
Yes! The biolab that the disease supposedly came from had the same logo as Umbrella, but the color was like sort of a weird green, like not necessarily a weird green, just like kind of like a bland green.
What are we talking about?
Corona biolab.
I mean, but is there actually hard evidence though that the virus could have potentially came from the biolab?
Yes.
All right.
All right,
Well-
Tate. Let's close this out. How?
Okay, hold on. Y'all actually want to like know how
I thought you were being serious.
zombies? No, I'm just
Oh.
out of it, dude.
I wanna close the podcast. What do you got?
A flood basalt volcanism.
All right, that's the end of the episode.
So
everybody.
no. So like you mean like the super volcano up in like
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone super volcano? Okay, yeah, no.
Because
Well, I
that
mean
is pretty legitimate. It could
that
block out
is
the sun
very
if it goes
legitimate.
over. Yeah, it is very.
The only problem
It
is
was
it'll
long
only,
overdue for another eruption.
it'll only
Global
kill
epidemics.
like North America, sort of. It sort of affects us down here, sort of.
I
Alright.
mean, it will like it will take out a good proportion of America.
Yeah, the entire like wind tunnel. Anyways, Tate, how do you think the world will end?
So do you mean like when the Earth will die, or when our
Earth.
light being will be gone?
Earth.
I think that as humans, we're going to prolong our stay here until the Earth physically gives up. And because the Earth eventually is going to become a powerful star and erupt on itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think humans will probably be on Earth until it happens. If not, we'll probably be on another planet by then.
So you think that Earth will end up living its course out? Humans won't destroy it, and humans will end up living to go to other planets.
Yeah, because
Right.
all of history shows that when push comes to shove, you surpass it, and that's why you make yourself what you are.
Yeah,
I can believe it.
life always finds a way. Okay,
Yeah.
that is a good statement to end on. We got to end now, or else I'll have to try and cut something out somewhere. But yeah, make
Wait,
sure to
How
check.
far are
out
we in?
an hour and 42. If I go over an hour and 43, I think I have to start cutting stuff. Anyways,
Alright.
yeah. So
That's
make sure
That's
to check out everything. Check out Anchor. Check out everybody here. They're great. Yeah. Next week we will do some more stuff. We might end up doing this again because it's actually really fun. Hopefully we can try and
Yeah.
get Leo on and we can do something with that. But
And Logan, where the freak he is.
if he's AFK, probably playing COD. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. See you
Something
guys
good
next
along that.
week.
all enjoyed. Make sure to check out Anchor and everything else. Have a good day. Don't do drugs if you're gonna do it. Make sure
Don't
you're
do
safe.
stimulants.
Yep.
Steroids
Bang,
make your pee-pee small.
Bang gang.
What?
End it before it go over 43.